Hey guys, we're going to be doing a new series here. We do breakdown here every week of the NFL just to really talk about it and see what's going down. I want to get your guys' thoughts on it as well and tell you mine. So let's go ahead and start with the Thursday game here. So we had the Titans, Jacksonville. We're not going to take too long on all of them, but we'll definitely go through all of them here. Mariota, he looked really bad. I know he was 23-30 at 300 yards. First half was bad. First half was really bad. I don't know. Probably not going to be there next year, let's be honest. They're probably going to be looking for a quarterback, fifth-year option, same as Jameis Winston. Actually, Winston looked decent, but Marcus Mariota finished, 23 of 40, 300 yards. He didn't have a touchdown or an interception. Isn't bad, but the first half, he played horrible. He was really bad. So, I don't know. Derrick Henry didn't have a great game either. Jacksonville really held him in check, which was surprising, especially after he had that nasty run last year against him where he hit him with a stiff arm for like 90 yards. He only had 17 carries, 40 yards. He had a touchdown. Not a great day. Not a great day for the Titans. Adam Humphries finally got involved. They weren't really throwing to him a whole lot yet this season, but he got involved in a big way. He had 6 receptions, 93 yards. Looked like Mariota kind of found him on some big downs, so maybe expect him to find him a little bit more, but all in all, they did not look great. The Titans did. In Jacksonville, we got Minshew, the new legend, up in here, looking great. 20 of 30, 200 yards, touchdown, 2 touchdowns, no picks. If he plays like that, that's all Jacksonville needs. Their defense is so good. If he plays no turnover football like that, they can get the run game rolling a little bit. Jacksonville, even with Nick Foles down, they could be contenders. I really feel like they got a steal here in Gardner Minshew. He looking really good. Leonard Fournette, 15 carries, 66 yards. Not a great day by him, but Minshew really played well. DJ Chark, man, he's playing great. I feel like it's every week he's making great grabs out here. 4 receptions, 76 yards, and a touchdown. Jags get it done, and they're looking pretty nice. They're definitely, the Texans in that division are looking tough, but Jacksonville, I think they might be somebody this year. I don't rule them out a playoff spot, especially if Minshew continues to play good. They could be there. All right, now quickly taking a look here at the Cowboys-Dolphins game. Cowboys blew the Dolphins out. No surprise here. Dolphins are tanking their season. Josh Rosen, 18 of 39, about a 50% completion rate. Didn't look great, but let's be honest, we can't really judge what Josh Rosen's looking like. He doesn't have an offensive line around him. Not many weapons. He does have Devontae Parker, Albert Wilson, just not a great situation to be in, especially if you're a quarterback there for the Dolphins. Knowing they're tanking, I would expect it wouldn't be great they're playing. You trade away Laramie Tunsil. Josh Rosen's probably thinking, okay, what are you doing to my career here? But, yes, it's not looking great up there for the Dolphins. Cowboys, another good game. Dak Prescott, 19 of 32, 240 yards, 2 touchdowns. Big thing here, though, is running the ball. Man, they ran it. Elliott had 19 carries, 125 yards, averaged 6.6 yards a carry, no touchdowns. Still a great day from Elliott, especially getting him near that 20 range, which we know he usually is the workhorse here for the Cowboys, so it's nice to see him rolling. Then Tony Pollard, 13 carries, 100 yards. He had 7.9 average, and he had a touchdown. Good day rushing the ball altogether. Amari Cooper had 2 touchdowns, both of them were the ones Dak Prescott threw to him. Pretty good day by him. 6 receptions, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dallas 3-0, one of the few teams undefeated. There definitely is a decent amount of teams undefeated still, but the Cowboys get it done pretty impressively. I know it's the Dolphins, but still, a win's a win, and they're still undefeated. Now, a really surprising one here was Buffalo. Buffalo against Cincinnati. They get the job done, and Buffalo's undefeated. They're 3-0. Next week we're gonna see what Buffalo's like, because they're gonna be taking on the New England Patriots. I'm pretty sure it's at Buffalo, so you're not having to go into Foxborough either way. Though I'm not wanting to play that game if I'm Buffalo. We're gonna see. They're gonna be taking on the Patriots. That's gonna be a fun game. Buffalo's defense is dirty though. Not a lot of people talking about their defense, but man, they'll get after you. They'll hold you down as well. Josh Allen, 23 of 36, 240 yards, touchdown, 1 interception. So Josh Allen looked okay, looked pretty decent. Not great, but a decent day by him. Frank Gore, 17 carries, 76 yards. I feel like a lot of Buffalo's games are not going to be real high scoring. I guess we'll see what the Patriots do to him, but Cincinnati's no slouch. So Buffalo picked off Andy Dalton 2 times. I think Cincinnati's like one of those teams that you're not just going to roll over, but it's not going to be like they're a highly competitive squad that's a playoff contender, but still, it's not going to be an easy win over them. And Buffalo gets it done in a pretty impressive way. Their defense, I would say, would definitely be the most of a takeaway from that victory the Buffalo had. And yeah, we'll see. I guess, yeah, next week it's going to be them against the Patriots, so we really will see what they are capable of. I'm not looking forward to that matchup, though, if I'm the Buffalo. Not looking forward to it. Really surprising game here. You got Philly taking on the Lions. The Lions went into Philly and got the dub there. That's just impressive. I mean, first of all, going into Philadelphia at all is impressive in winning, but Philadelphia is a good squad. I know they have a lot of injuries in the receiving core. Alshon Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson, huge injuries for Philly. Either way, though, Lions get it done. They're undefeated, 2-0-1. Good game next week as well. It's going to be them against KC. We'll see what happens there. But Matthew Stafford playing good. 18 of 32, 200 yards, a touchdown, no interception. Not turning the ball over. Matthew Stafford looks like he's stepping up. Definitely, I mean, for a while I was feeling like Matthew Stafford was just, he was an average quarterback. But if he's playing decent like this, I know it's only 200 yards, but he played pretty good. And then the running game just wasn't there yesterday. You had Kerryon Johnson, carried it 20 times, 36 yards. He had 1 touchdown. He averaged 1.8 yards a carry. Now that can't happen. That can't happen. If you're a Lions fan, that's not going to be good. But I would say the biggest thing there was Marvin Jones. He had 6 receptions, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Really had a great game there. Gave him the lead late, I believe. Their defense stepped up, though. Slay ended it, I believe, with that interception. Good game. Good game by the Lions there. Carson Wentz, he was 19 of 36, 250, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Kind of impressive considering they didn't have a whole lot of receiving options, but he still didn't have Zach Ertz. They had a decent running game in Jordan Howard to go along with Miles Sanders. Not great, but okay. Still, though, it's just an impressive win there by the Lions. And yeah, Nelson Aguilar, he had a big fumble, Aguilar did, but then he went 18 of 50, had 2 touchdowns, had that nasty touchdown where he spun out of like 3 tackles and ran in there for the touchdown. But Lions get it done in a very close victory there over Philly. And yeah, it's going to be a game next week. Actually, no, Darius Slay, that was last week, I'm pretty sure. He had the game-winning interception, but I'm pretty sure he broke up. Somebody broke up a big pass to end the game on 4th down there for Philly, and it might have been Slay. But either way, they get it done, and we'll see what happens next week when they take on the Chiefs. I mean, Jets, Patriots, there's not much to talk about here. Jets aren't really going to be contenders, especially when, you know, Sam Darnold's out indefinitely with mono. I've had mono actually like 3 times. I know for sure I've had it twice. And it's not good. It's not good. I mean, it makes you feel really weak. So I can see why he's out indefinitely with it. So for right now, Luke Falk's the quarterback. And okay, I mean, Luke Falk, 12 of 22, 98 yards, 0 touchdowns to pick. Not much to talk about there. I mean, the Patriots have 3 wins. I'm not trying to be a hater here, but who've they been over, man? They got a win over the Dolphins. They got a win over the Steelers the first week. Then they got a win over the Jets. So they're undefeated, but let's consider who they've beaten. Not great. Always when you're going to be in the AFC East, it's always going to be a kind of a cakewalk there for the Patriots. I guess we'll see when they take on Buffalo, like I said, but either way, it's just they'll eliminate your best player, which in this case was Le'Veon Bell, 18 carries, 35 yards. Not much to talk about. Brady did what he did, 28 of 42, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Good day by him. And defense for Patriots looking top-notch, though. That defense is looking like where it left off last year in the Super Bowl. I know Todd Gurley didn't play in it, but, man, only 3 points then. It's just their defense is dirty. It's probably one of the best defenses in the league. It's up there with the Ravens. I know KC just tore the Ravens up, but Ravens do got a nice defense. But I'd probably give the edge right now currently to, I'd say the Patriots probably do have the best defense in the league, and they're looking pretty nice. Now, I don't know what's going on with the Falcons here. They're losing some crazy games. Matt Ryan didn't have a bad day. He was 29 of 34, 304 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not a bad day at all. by Matt Ryan. Devontae Freeman actually had a decent day, 16 carries, 88 yards, 5.5 average. But they just lost. Julio Jones did work as well. 8 receptions, 128 yards, a touchdown. Just a pretty good day, but the Colts, man. Jacoby Brissett. Everybody's thinking the Colts aren't going to be contenders, especially with that Andrew Luck surprise retirement. But, man, Jacoby Brissett does not think that. Steps up and goes 28 of 37, 310 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Looking like he could carry the Colts maybe to a playoff appearance. I mean, I don't want to jump ahead of myself here, but Jacoby Brissett looked nice. And Marlon Mack with 16 carries, had 74 yards, 4.6 average, and a touchdown. Pretty good day by him. Just Colts got it done in a really nice way. Really impressive win over the Falcons, because I feel like the Falcons just have so much firepower. To be able to get a win over them, it's pretty impressive. I know they're 1-2, but the Falcons are definitely a squad that I wouldn't want to face, especially with the amount of high-powered offense they got. They got some defensive playmakers. That's just a good, solid win there by the Colts. Then the Vikings get it done over the Raiders. Derek Carr, 27 of 34, 242 yards, threw a costly interception there, but he had 2 touchdowns to 1 interception. Josh Jacobs didn't do great, but I was seeing he posted he was sick, so don't want to make excuses for him, but that could be why. Receiving, Darren Waller looking like an insane tight end, 13 receptions, 134 yards, averaging a first down a catch. Impressive stuff there by Darren Waller. I would say if there's one bright takeaway there by the Oakland, it's Darren Waller. Kirk Cousins, 15 of 21, 174 yards, a touchdown, no interception. Not a great day, I mean, but if he plays non-turnover football like that, Vikings could get it done, because we know they got a good defense. And I'd say the story of the game was Dalvin Cook. I really feel like they're managing Dalvin Cook like the Rams are managing Todd Gurley, where they're really holding back his reps. And if Dalvin Cook can go 16 for 110, 6.9 average and a touchdown, man, why not? Why not only give him 16 carries? Because if he's doing that amount of work of those carries, limit his carries, protect him a little bit. You know he wants to get out there, but protect him just like the Rams are doing with Gurley. Alexander Madison didn't do bad to get 12 carries, 58 yards, 4.8 average, and a touchdown. I love what they're doing up there in Minnesota. If they keep on playing Dalvin Cook like that, I feel like they're going to have a big year. I mean, it's going to be a competitive division in that NFC North there. You got the Lions, Packers undefeated. Lions undefeated. They got that one draw. Vikings fighting back to 2-1 record. So if they keep on playing like this, I expect them to be pretty good. We'll see if Dalvin Cook, gets more carries next week, but I personally would like to see them give him about 16 carries. Just keep him healthy. I don't want to see him get injured again, and see what they can do. I mean, the Packers just keep on going. Aaron Rodgers definitely looked like he got rolling a little bit. Philip Lindsay did pretty decent. He had 21 carries, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns there for the Broncos, but the Packers really played well. They have one of the best defenses in the league right now, which is surprising. They made all the right moves you needed in the offseason. Aaron Rodgers, 17 of 29, 235 yards and a touchdown. Now, I know the offense, it should be really high-powered here in Green Bay. I just feel like Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur are trying to just, they're trying to get on the same page here. I know I'm not really trying to make excuses for him, but I think it's going to take a little bit to get used to it, especially a first-year head coach going with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. They're just trying to get on the same page. Offense is starting to get rolling a little bit. Defense is playing good. Green Bay is going to be a problem in the NFC. That's just my opinion. I think they're probably going to come out of the NFC. I mean, that might be a wild opinion to go with right now, but I'm taking them to come out of the NFC, to be honest. I mean, they're looking dirty. I know the offense didn't get rolling yet, but it's only going to get better from here, in my opinion. Marquez Valdez-Scantling had a decent game. Aaron Rodgers hit him on a bomb there. He had that huge bomb. It was like a 40-yard bomb where Aaron Rodgers looked like Aaron Rodgers again. So I definitely feel like the offense is going to get rolling. The defense, people are saying they don't know about the defense yet. Defense is looking dirty. Defense is looking nice, really good for the Packers. And if they keep on playing that good of defense and the offense is only going to get better, it's just going to be good things for them. It's just going to be real good things for the Packers. Really crazy here for the Panthers. Kyle Allen comes in for Cam Newton. I'm a Panthers fan. But, man, Kyle Allen comes in. Cam Newton's out with the injury. They say he's out next week. I don't know if he's just out next week or if they're just giving him time to recover, because Kyle Allen looked like a monster in this game. 19 of 26. First game starting, this guy. 260 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Pretty good, really good day by Kyle Allen as a first start there against Arizona, who doesn't, I mean, it's not like they have the best defense, but first starting day there for Kyle Allen, really impressed. Christian McCaffrey had a day. 24 carries, 153 yards. Now that huge run, I mean, got his average up to 6.4 yards a carry and a touchdown, but McCaffrey showing that he could run it in between the tackles, which everybody thought he couldn't, but he's really showing that I would say he's up there in that Kamara factor where you can't sleep on him. He can catch the ball, he can run the ball, and then you got Curtis Samuel going off, Greg Olsen with 2 touchdowns, DJ Moore doing the thing with a 1 reception but a 52-yard bomb. And it wasn't a bomb, it was DJ Moore catching it and then just ran away from everybody. So really impressive with the Panthers offense here to put up 38 on Arizona. Kyler Murray, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Not a great day by him. He had to throw the ball 43 times, ran it 8 times. David Johnson just not looking great, to be honest. 11 carries, 37 yards. I have to say, though, I really can't say David Johnson has regressed because they're a spread offense. So it's going to be tough for a running back to try to get yards out of the shotgun formation. You know, they're not lining up in the I, they're not lining up under center. And if I'm a running back, I'm heated about that. If I'm David Johnson, I'm pretty heated because you're not just getting the attempts other running backs are getting. Like you see Dallas, the lineup, I just power it through there. And just the Cardinals are not that. They're a spread offense. So I kind of feel bad for David Johnson because I feel like his stats are going to be down just because of the spread offense that Cliff Kingsbury likes to run up there, especially with Kyler Murray. But either way, Panthers get it done, and pretty impressive victory by them. I know we've been going for a little while here, but we're nearing the end here, so we'll go quickly here. Giants get it done over Tampa. Now, I quickly want to talk about Tampa. Jameis Winston, definitely, I thought he was turnover prone again this year. I don't know what happened in this game, but he looked pretty good. It might have just been the Giants' defense, but could have been Winston. Looks like what everybody thought he was coming out of college. He had 1 interception, but he was 23 of 37, 380 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Decent run game. 14 carries by Ronald Jones, 80 yards. Big story right here, though. 8 receptions, 190 yards, 3 touchdowns by Evans. Breakout day by Evans. Even though they got the loss, I just wanted to throw him in there. Giants get it done. Really impressive victory for Daniel Jones, especially because Saquon went out with that ankle injury. It looked pretty bad at first. They're just calling it a high ankle sprain now. But, man, really impressive by Daniel Jones. Looking like he's going to be the leader there for the Giants and kind of proving everybody wrong, which is pretty cool there. Daniel Jones leads the game-winning drive, gets his field goal kicker a chance, and they hit the walk-off. He leads it. He went 23 of 36, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Really impressive. We got to think of as well, he hit Evan Ingram for that dirty pass where Evan Ingram just ran away from everybody, and he's a tight end that just ran away from everybody. But it's looking like the real deal out there because you got to think when Saquon's in the game, they're going to load the box. So it might have been one thing if Saquon was in the thing and Daniel Jones was just passing it when they're loading the box. But Daniel Jones was out. So they're not loading the box like they are when Saquon's in the game. So he's doing that against a defense that's just trying to stop the pass game, which is pretty impressive by Daniel Jones. Just a really impressive victory by Jones, and he looks like he's going to be the quarterback there. Another really impressive victory here. Saints got up really big over Seattle. The score looks like it's closer than it was. It was 33-27, but Saints had like a double-digit lead, maybe even 3 possessions lead late in that game, and the Seattle came back there towards the end, but Saints looked really good, especially without Drew Brees. Teddy Bridgewater, he went 19 of 27, 177 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Story of the game, though, was Alvin Kamara. I mean, there was plays where I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like, it was the play where he literally, it's like he just disappeared behind 2 defensive players. And I was like, okay, the play's over. And then out of nowhere, just boom, just hits the sideline, stays in bounds. I mean, the way he can stay on that sideline and tiptoe the edge without going out of bounds is just second to none. I mean, he's really impressive. He only had 16 carries, 69 yards, a touchdown, but 9 receptions, 90 yards, a touchdown. Just a fantasy monster Alvin Kamara is. And yeah, he really single-handedly led him to that victory. Teddy played well, didn't turn the ball over, but story of the game there was Alvin Kamara. And for the Seattle, Chris Carson, I don't know what was going on. They sat him a little bit, but I know it was a little rainy up there in Seattle, but I don't know what was going on with his cleats or what, but he fumbled like 2 or 3 times, just was slipping all around, just didn't look great. That's not a great look. I know it was a little rainy. I don't want to do excuses for him, but this was not a great look by Chris Carson, and they're probably going to be having words with him, especially after that loss there. And did you guys see that where freaking Pete Carroll got just his nose was destroyed? One of the players was throwing a ball, and I don't know where the player was throwing the ball to, but it looked like he was throwing it directly at Pete Carroll's face because he nailed him right in the nose. And I didn't think it was that bad, but Jesus, they said he needed stitches. Pete Carroll's bleeding over on the sidelines. I'm like, Jesus, I mean, what's going on here? But the guy who did that actually caused I believe a fumble. It was either a fumble or something. He caused a big play on defense and didn't result in much because they still lost, but either way, looked pretty good. But the Saints, they got it done. They got it done without Drew Brees, which is really impressive. Texans get a comeback victory here over the Chargers. Didn't see that one coming. I was watching the game. Looked like the Chargers were going to get it, but then the Texans out of nowhere come back. I think the Texans are going to be serious contenders this year. Deshaun Watson's got a left tackle now, a pretty elite one, a young one, and Laramie Tunsil. They got a really nice receiving core. They got DeAndre Hopkins, one of the best in the game, if not the best. Then they got Kenny Stills, who they picked up in the trade from Miami. Will Fuller, can't forget about him. Really nice speed threat to add to the offense. And I just don't know what's going to slow this team down. Maybe their running attempts, but if Deshaun Watson's going 25 of 34, 354 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, they're going to be a hard team to beat, especially when at times the defense can make plays. J.J. Watt can get in there. Did you see that play where Phillip Rivers fumbled? I feel like he fumbled because he's seen J.J. Watt getting ready to come in and just destroy him. Either way, though, Texans get a really big victory there over the Chargers at L.A. Most of the crowd was Texans fans, let's be honest here. But 27-20, they get the victory there over the Chargers. Really impressive. All right, now we got to take a look at my squad. The Kansas City Chiefs get it done against the Ravens. And I was a little worried at the beginning until I put up points. But, man, Lamar Jackson didn't look great throwing the ball. Let's be honest here. Didn't look great. Chiefs defense looks improved. I mean, they don't look great, but they're improved from last year, which is good because they were like 32nd last year. So they're looking improved. They were getting after Lamar a little bit in the pass rush game, but man, Lamar was making people look stupid out there. Just making them miss. That touchdown run by Lamar was really good. I don't know what the Ravens were doing when they went for 2 to start it off. I think that really hindered their game plan. And I know when you're playing the Chiefs, you feel like you got to score on every down. But when they went for it like 3 straight times, one of them was at their 30, one of them was at their 40, and then they went for it again at like the 50. You're not going to pick that up every time. I don't care how good your run game is. If you have Mark Ingram, Lamar Jackson, a defense is going to step up at a time and stop you. So I just think it was real weird play calling there by Baltimore. Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, we know he's the real deal. 27 of 37, 374 yards. Best quarterback in the league right now. I know he's not, the most accomplished like Brady or anything like that. So I'm not saying accomplishments-wise, but I'm saying talent-wise, there is not a quarterback better than him in the league right now. Even Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is my boy, but Mahomes is just on another level. He's on another level. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and yeah, people were saying, the interceptions were a problem. Last year, kind of were a problem, but starting off the year again, no interceptions, 10 touchdowns, no interceptions, looking like he's going to win the MVP again. And I'd say a real stat here for the Chiefs was the run game. LaShawn McCoy looked pretty good. Didn't play a whole lot, though. He had 2 touchdowns, but then he left like third quarter with an ankle injury. Darrell Williams comes in, seals the game at the end there with that screen pass. Great call by Andy Reid. Receiving the ball, McCole Hardman. Oh my God, when they get Tyreek Hill back, can you imagine the receiving packages they're gonna have? Because they're gonna line up 4 receivers. Because then you're gonna have Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, McCole Hardman, D. Robinson. Don't forget about him. He's been making dirty catches these last few weeks. So they're not just gonna be lined up in 3 receiving packages. They're gonna have 4 receivers out there, most likely when Hill comes back. Then you can have Kelsey. Oh my God. McCole Hardman, he had 2 receptions. He had that bomb. I mean, Mahomes put it on a laser to him. And I was thinking, the whole week, Earl Thomas comes out saying, we're going to eliminate all the big plays here. Well, didn't seem like it. Because McCole Hardman, he had a nice touchdown bomb there. Kelsey did his thing. No touchdowns, 7 receptions, 89 yards, though. Found D. Robinson had the catch of the day, the one-handed catch in the end zone there. And it was a really good one. It was a really nice one. And the Chiefs get it done. Defense should have got a couple interceptions there on Lamar Jackson. I couldn't believe when Lamar Jackson rolled out right through it across the field. There was like 3 or 4 Chiefs in the area. Somehow the Ravens came down with it, but it was a fun game. Ravens looked like they were going to come back there. Chiefs did step up, and they got a couple first downs when they did need it the most there at the end to seal it. And Chiefs looking like they're going to be contenders. I'm calling it, not just because they're my team. They're representing the Super Bowl, and Mahomes is going to go back-to-back MVPs, another one this year. All right, only 2 games left here. Steelers, 49ers. Steelers 0-3. I don't remember the last time they started that bad. Mason Rudolph, he didn't look great, to be honest. 14-27, 174 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Just not a great day by him. James Conner, not getting a whole lot done on the ground. Receiving, Juju did have a couple nice receptions. 3 receptions, 81 yards, a touchdown. Maninka actually had an interception, which was nice to see after they gave up a first round for him. But 49ers get it done, and they turned it over a couple times. Jamie G had 2 picks. They came back, though, got the job done against the Steelers, who isn't a great team. They are improved defensively, but they're still not one of the top defensive teams. But 49ers off to a hot start, 3-0, and we'll see what happens in that division, because now you got the 3-0 Rams, you got the 3-0 49ers, the 2-1 Seahawks. That division is going to be one to watch out for in the NFC. All right, and then the last game here, Browns-Rams. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer here, but man, Baker Mayfield did not look great. I know you could say it was play calling or what, but Baker Mayfield just, he seemed a little shaken in that game to me. He was scrambling out of the pocket before he needed to. Like, I know that's Baker's game, but when there was a couple plays where receivers would have been wide open if he would have stayed in the pocket, and he thought there was pressure coming when there wasn't. I know you could say, yeah, it's Aaron Donald, so you would do that. Yeah, I could see that, but when you just roll out of the pocket like that, when you should have stayed in there and there wasn't pressure, it's not a great look. I'm not saying Baker's not going to be a good quarterback, but I think he is going to be one of the better quarterbacks this year. He's just got to work on some of those things. Offensive line, it was an issue, but he's got to play better. Nick Chubb, man, he looked really good. Can you imagine when they get Kareem Hunt back, that backfield? Because it's not just going to be Kareem Hunt. They're going to have a duo backfield there. Nick Chubb's a number 1 back on any other team. Nick Chubb's a number 1 back. But when they get Kareem Hunt back, and you got Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt duo, that is going to be a straight dirty running backfield. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do to stop that. Because Nick Chubb's still going to get his carries. He's looking good out there right now, so he's still going to get his carries. He's not just going to get cut out of the game. I'm kind of in shock, though. They're not getting much to Odell. Last week he did have that big touchdown reception, but it's just not as big of a thing there for Odell or even Jarvis Landry out there getting receptions. I know they had a couple, but none huge plays. The Rams get it done. Jared Goff threw 2 interceptions, which wasn't great, but he was 24-38. It's 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Todd Gurley, they couldn't get him rolling. Yeah, the Browns defense looked great. So did the Rams, but Todd Gurley just couldn't get going, and I don't know what's going on with him. They couldn't get him going outside where Todd Gurley usually shines. Even in the middle, he was having success, and I don't know what Sean McVay was doing, but when they were having success running it inside, he just went away from the game plan. And they just kept on trying to establish the outside, which wasn't working. But either way, Todd Gurley didn't look great that game. Brandon Cooks really looked pretty decent, but the story of that game for the Rams was Cooper Kupp. If you're talking about offense, 11 receptions, 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, clutch touchdowns as well there for the Rams. And then their defense just got after Baker, made him feel uncomfortable every way. 2 sacks by Clay Matthews, 1 by Aaron Donald. And if Aaron Donald wasn't getting a sack, he was in the backfield disrupting things, disrupting runs. It's just Aaron Donald, best defensive player in the league. People say Max up there. I'm giving it to Aaron Donald. He's the best defensive player in the league. If I had to pick one defensive player, it would be Aaron Donald. I know this has been going on for a little bit here, about 30 minutes, but that is going to be the first episode here of breaking down the games here for week 3. I know we didn't hit the Monday night game, but I'm probably going to do this every week on Monday, so we'll probably miss the Monday game probably the rest of the time I do this, but we're going to go over the Thursday game and all the Sunday games. So let me know if you guys do want to see more of this. I definitely do want to talk more about IRL football because I'm a huge fan of it. So anytime I can talk about football with you guys, I would like to do it. So that is going to do it for this episode. And I just want to have a little gameplay in the background. Maybe next time I'll find something else for you guys here, but just wanted to do my team Kansas City against Baltimore. But let me know what you guys thought about this series, and if you want to see it again next week. If you do, make sure you hit that like button, and let me know in the comment section below. And if you're already not subscribed, make sure you do hit that sub button for your boy on the way to 800 subscribers here, and I really would appreciate it. See you guys next time. Peace out.